Hello students, uh, we are going to continue with our fourth chapter, that is organizing. This is third lecture and we are going to start with the types of organization. We have completed in the previous lecture, that is process of organization, right? That what are the objectives that will be set, listing out the activities that a business is going to perform. Then we are going to departmentalize the particular activities, right? Now depends on the particular that size and a type of a business, right? That various forms of a business organization that can be done, right? That is that what is the structure of the organization, right? In that, first is linear organization, right? See, it's a simple structure, right? Linear organization, that means what? It is a one kind of that ancient structure that is being used, and mostly this type of structure that is used in the army. That is that's why it is called as what? It is called as the army organization, right? It's a simple structure, right? That whatever the things that we have learned in the first chapter, that top level management, middle level management, bottom level management, right? That CEO, they are at the top, then particular departmental heads, it will be there, and in the end, that is bottom level supervisors, jobbers, foremen, and the workers. Okay, right? So here the particular that distribution of authority and responsibility that flows, that instructions or whatever the things will be there, that will be flowed from what? It will be flowed from the particular top to middle, middle to bottom. That means the top level management, the particular top officers, right? They are going to have what? They are going to have the supreme authority and higher the responsibility, right? Then some sort of power that will be what? That will be delegated to the middle level of management. The departmental heads, they will be what? They will be working. And supervisors with the least authority, they are going to what? They are going to have that particular administration task, it will be more. Okay, and then the reporting system, that is feedback, that is bottom level person, they are answerable to middle level, they are answerable to top level management, right? That we can see here, that distribution of power is in straight line from top to bottom level, and that is why it is called as what? It is called as the linear organization. That means each employee, they are answerable to their superior, his or her superior, right? Take an example of this school only, that the trustees, that means they are the management, right? They are going to appoint principals, they are going to have that particular teachers, right? So if teachers, they are what? They are answerable to principal, they are answerable to management, right? That is what that is. It flows from what? It flows from top to middle, middle to bottom, right? That is why it is called as what? It is called as the linear organization, right? And the higher degree of power, that is going to what? That is going to remain with whom? That is going to remain with the top level management. And maximum administration, that will remain with whom? That will remain with the bottom level, right? See, I have make you understand about the difference of management and administration, right? Management, that is done by the top level, and administration, that is done by whom? That is done by the bottom level of management. Okay, right? See, and a particular, what we can say, that maximum authority, that means whatever the decision that will be taken, right, or whatever the policies that will be framed, that will be by whom? That will be by the top level management. Getting my point, right? So we can say that some sort of what? Some sort of centralization it will be there. See, that authority, it will be delegated, right? But up to the certain limit, right? That suppose I want to make some changes into the particular policies, then I need to take permission from whom? I need to take permission from the top level management, right? Getting my point? Okay, so this linear organization, it is a very simple structure. It is easy to understand, right? The flow of instructions, or we can say that particular that delegation of authority and responsibility, that will be in a straight line. That means top to middle and middle to bottom. Okay, getting my point? Fine. Then what is the formation? See, you can see here, that is linear organization, that is this. The first, that is board of directors, general manager, they are going to come under the top level. Then this departments will be there, purchase officer, production officer. In administrative, there will be administrative officer, accounts officer, sales officer, advertisement officer. In purchase officer, the clerk will be there. In production, supervisor, foreman, workers. In administrative, there will be clerks, account clerks, sales officer, salesmen, and advertisement employees, right? So from this structure, we can easily get by who is answerable to whom and who has the maximum authority. That yes, there will be that relationship, that we can say that interrelationship, that will be created, like that superior and subordinate relationship. Getting my point, right? So this board of directors, they are going to have what? They are going to have the supreme authority. They are going to appoint the general manager, so that what they are going to do, they are going to take the particular work, or they are going to take the particular that reports from whom? That reports from the various departmental heads, that is various departmental officers, right? Purchase, production, administrative, accounts, sales, and advertisement officer, right? And same way, the reporting that will be done by that workers, they are going to give report or give feedback to foreman, then supervisor, then production officer, and their production officer, they are going to submit the report to the general manager. Getting my point, right? So this is the simple structure, the formation that has been there. By looking at this particular structure, what we can get, we can easily understand, okay, by who is who is the superior and who is the subordinate, who is having the maximum authority and responsibility, and who is with the least one, right? Okay, so this entire business, that is going to what, that is going to classify into different department that we have seen, right? That is production department, production department, administrative department, and sales department, right? And as per each area, a separate department head, that will be what, or officer, that will be appointed, and that departmental head is answerable to superior. That means, suppose for an example, a production departmental head is there, then he is answerable. That means he is the one who is going to get the answers from the particular fellow workers, right? Then this type of organization, what we can say, that what we are doing here, we are doing the departmentalization, right? And those departments, that is why this linear organization, it is also considered as what? It is also considered as the departmental organization. Understand this thing, right? Linear organization, it is also called as line organization, it is also called as army organization, and now that is departmental organization. Why? Because departments are what? That is separate departments, it will be created, and according to those departments, it will be what? It will be given the task, right? A particular structure it will be formed, so that the clarity of roles and responsibility, it will be there. Getting my point, right? And this kind of structure, it is more favorable when there is a small size organization is there, right? And work area is also limited, okay, right? And problem of control and discipline, they are also limited, right? So if question that can be asked by what is the particular where these linear organization, it is what? It is more favorable. So it is more favorable where there is no that small amount of control that is required, discipline that is limited, right? Where small size of the organization is there, or work area is limited. Okay, getting my point, right? See, you need to draw this structure, right? This one. Okay, getting my point. And sometimes question it can be asked, if I draw the diagram of a linear organization, explain the formation, or what is the meaning of linear organization, it can be asked, right? With the help of diagram, you need to what? You need to write down your answer. So in your notebook, you are going to what? You are going to draw this diagram and then this formation. Okay, right? Then second, that is functional organization. See, departmental, or we can say the linear organization, they are what? They are limited into some extent, right? Okay, some departments will be there, so work will be limited, right? Okay, purchase officer or a purchase departmental head is there, he is not going to put efforts for the particular production officer, right? So specifically functional organization, it will be what? It will be given more focus on the function, that is the task that is going to be what? That are going to be completed. Getting my point? And this linear organization, they were having that more focus on the departments, various departments that is created, right? Department, they are going to be more important than the task, that is the function. But here in functional organization, that limitation that has been removed, right? That particular specialized knowledge person, they will be appointed, right? They are going to give that particular special responsibility of the specific unit, and that is why it is called as what? It is called as a functional organization. That is, personal officer will look at the recruitment, promotion, etc. of that particular unit, right? That suppose I am a recruitment officer, right? And I will be the one person, or I would be the one person who is going to what? Who is going to put the human resource in production department also, in sales also, in marketing also, in advertisement also. That is administration also, right? Getting my point? So that is my specialization. So my function is what? My function is to provide what? My function is to provide a particular, to look after the particular task, or a task of a recruitment, or that promotion or transfer, it need to be there, right? So why this functional organization that has been came into existence? Because that linear organization, they are what? A lack of specialized work, No, that work that has been not been given much importance. Why? That reason is what? Reason is simple. That the departments, they are what? They are given the more important and less the functions, right? And according to linear organization structure, the administrators and officers in one unit have to perform many kind of tasks. Getting my point? Right? See, linear organization that we have seen, right, that there are various departments that will be created, a particular that superior subordinate relationship that will be created, right? But apart from that, there is a what? There is a need of what? There is a need of a task, that specialized person, specialized workforce that will be appointed, right? But in linear organization, it is not there. Okay, that work that will be what? Work that will be distributed among the departments. Right? It was not a particular thing that personal officer is going to put that efforts to the other particular department. No, he is going to look after that specific. I'm a purchase officer, right? So I will be what? I will be only focusing on my particular department only, right? I will not be going to order the other workers or the other clerks in the departments, right? Okay. See, then structure, two departments, a chief officer. They are going to have two departments, that is administrative department and factory department. In that, various 8 officers they are going to be appointed. That is information and public relation officer, discipline, account, guidance officer, group officer, time officer, quality control and maintenance engineer. And they are going to give orders to everyone, employees and workers. Right? See, that means what is the main thing here? That is functions they are going to give more importance rather than the departments, right? If it is a discipline officer, then he is going to what? He is going to look after employees and workers also, right? Why? See, understand that employees and workers they are same, but why this administrative department they have written down the particular employees? Because they will be working at the particular office level and they will be permanent staff. Right? While workers they will be working on the daily wages, or we can say that is they will be involving the production process. That is why they are come under what? They come under the factory department, right? So group officer, time officer, quality control officer, they can what? They can both communicate with employees also as well as workers also, because the functional, that is the function that need to be performed by each and every one. That is what? That is in the center, that is in the focused. Getting my point? Right? So that what it is given more particular, we can say that more importance or more focused on what? More focus on the particular work distribution, that is specialization that will be adopted, right? Distribution of work, it is not done according to department, but it is what? It is according to nature of work, who is going to perform which task, right? And for that task, the specialized knowledge person, that will be what? That will be appointed, such expert person. And they are not only the advisors, they are not going to advise anything. Yes, you should do that, you should do this, right? No, it will be what? They are responsible for whatever the task that has been assigned to them. Suppose a discipline officer is there, then he need to what? He need to maintain the discipline of each and every unit, or we can say that each and every particular department, right? That whether it is a production department or whatever thing will be there, right? They need to what? They need to take care of each and every activity, overall activity, right? Then purchase officer, see example, that responsible for all type of purchase related work, right? Purchase department, that means what? Purchase officer is going to purchase about stationary items, raw material, right? That suppose anything will be there, it is requirement in any kind of department, then he is going to be what? He is going to be responsible, right? And what is the main thing that we need to consider here? That no work remains unassigned. That means no work will be what? No work will be left alone, and it should not be assigned twice. That means no repetition will be there, right? So more where this type of organization that will be more suitable. That will be more suitable in what? Where the variety of work that need to be seen, right? So that particular at that time, that will be what? This structure is more favorable. Getting my point, right? This functional organization, they are what? We can also get that is a specialized work organization, that can also be called like that, right? So again, you need to draw the diagram of this functional organization, right? And you need to put a particular, you need to what? You need to write down these notes also, okay? And remember one thing, that you need to write all the things that has been covered into PPT. Then you need to go through the textbook, right? If any point left, if you don't understand anything, do let me know. Okay, we are going to continue with the same topic, that is types of organization, tomorrow, right? I have covered only 2 topics, then tomorrow we are going to continue, right? So that